Get you some. Oh yeah. Mate, it's lucky she can cook. G'day lovelies, welcome back. Alrighty, today we're going to have some fun and make some reindeer bickies. I'll write the recipe below as always. So what we're going to need first is a medium saucepan with 125 grams of butter chopped up in there, 3/4 of a cup of golden syrup, and half a cup of brown sugar. Now we'll just sit that on the stove top till we're ready. Now in a large bowl we want to sift 3 cups of plain flour. Now we want to add half a teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Give it a good mix through and set it aside. Then put our saucepan on the lowest possible heat and melt everything down together. Once we've melted it all down and we've got it all nice and smooth, pour it into our flour mixture. Crack an egg in there. And now we want to mix it up into a dough. Alright, once we've mixed it all up and it looks like this and there's nothing dry around, we want to get some plain flour and sprinkle a little bit on the surface. Then dump it on there, sprinkle over the top with a little bit, rub a little bit on your hands, and just bang it into a bowl. Alright, once we've got it into a bowl, we want to roughly get it into half. Now, once we've got them in halves, get it into a bowl and then flatten it out into like a loaf of bread kind of thing, like that. Alright, once you've got it like that, you want to wrap it in Glad wrap, like so. Whack it in the fridge, do exactly the same with the other one, whack it in the fridge, and we want to leave them in there for 20 minutes. Alrighty, 20 minutes later, first thing we want to do is preheat our ovens at 180 degrees Celsius. Grab out some baking trays with some baking paper, put some flour on the surface, put our first one out, leave the other one in the fridge. Alright, a bit of flour over the top, grab our rolling pin, just put a little bit of flour on it, and roll it out. Okay, so I use a gingerbread man cutter. I like these nice big ones, but you can use little ones if you want. Alright, once you cut them out, just peel the stuff around the outside off. Alright, so once you peel the outsides off, I use like a metal flat egg flip, and you can lift them up. See how they're thin but not paper thin? Put them all onto your baking tray with your paper already there. Alrighty, once we've got our first tray ready and the oven is hot enough, bang them in there. Oh, they smell amazing! 10 minutes later in my electric oven, well actually about 9 minutes later. Now I've got a cooling tray to put them on, but if you don't have a cooling tray, you can just put them on the bench. When I make these, they're usually all over the house, like anywhere I can fit them. Alright, so grab it with a tea towel, just grab the end of the baking paper, slide it off onto your bench or your cooling rack, and keep on going. Once they've gone completely cold, we're ready to decorate them. Now, when you're cooking them, if you do them really thin, they come out nice and crunchy and you make a lot more. If you do them that bit thicker, they come out soft and chewy and you'd make a few less. Alrighty, now for the fun part, decorating. Alright, so what we're going to need is some white chocolate melts, so the big round white ones. We need them for the eyes. And then we need some choc chips, either dark or milk chocolate. It's totally up to you which one you want to use. And we need them for the little middle bits in the eyes. We need lollie raspberries for the nose, and if you can't get lollie raspberries, you can also use smarties or jaffas. And then we need some chocolate to melt down to cover it in before we put all the decorations on. Once we've got everything ready to go, the next thing we want to do is boil our kettle, grab out a saucepan and find a heat-proof bowl that sits in or on the top of it. Fill it up with water, but you don't want it to touch the actual bowl. And we melt that down, so I'm just using some cheap chocolate chips to melt down today. But if you're going to use, say, block chocolate, just chop it up nice and small so it melts really easy. So what I do is I just melt it a little bit down at a time, you know, decorate them, and then when it's starting to get low, I'll just throw a few more in there. After a little while, I'll swap the water and put more hot water in there and just keep on going. So I'll grab a teaspoon first, put a little bit on there, roll it around, try and get it neatish onto the head. Then I'll grab a knife and put it all over its body. So we want to just leave like a little border. There's no real right or wrong way of doing it. If you've got paintbrushes, especially the, what do you call it ones, that'd be brilliant, but I don't have any at the minute, which is really unusual. Once we've done that, just wipe that little bit off while it's still wet. Okay, so we've got it looking like that. So now we want to put a raspberry or a smartie on the circle for the nose. And now make sure you haven't got any dark chocolate on your hands. We want to get 2 eyes, and we want to put them right at the base of the neck. Preferably without getting chocolate on them. So now I'm going to get one of the little dark choc chips, and I'm just going to get a toothpick and just put a little dab on the back. Sit that there. Then turn it around and sit it on your eye. And same with the other one. And there you have it. Oh, I can't really lift them up yet because they're not dry. So basically, so you want to leave them sit there now until they've gone dry. So here's one I did a minute ago. Aren't they so bloody cute? And you can do them all different ways and have lots of fun with them. And just keep on going, doing them all, and have them all sitting out there until they've gone nice and hard. Alright, so for storing them, I like to store them in tins, but you can also store them in airtight containers. Now you can leave them out somewhere nice and cool if it's cool, but if it's hot you'll have to store them in the fridge. You can wrap them up with cellophane and some ribbon and that, and have them as little prezzies as well. Now you don't have to be perfect with them. These are the 2 my granddaughter made, didn't eat, and she made these ones, and she's so proud of them, and so have I. So she's left those 2 for a teacher, which I thought was gorgeous. So the main thing about this is just the kids have lots of fun, and it does give them something to do for quite some time, which is fantastic. So there you have it, lovely reindeer bickies. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome night, and I'll see you soon. Toodles!